Pakistan was the major effectee of the fall of Kabul. It was a very significant event for regional security and particularly for Pakistan.
Taliban claim that there are no active terrorist groups that are currently operating from the Afghan soil. How do you see this claim?
Killing of Emil Zawahiri. He was living in the middle of Kabul. So this killing basically exposed their entire lies about the foreign militants.
Afghanistan, the state, the regime, they might not have control over certain areas in which these terrorist groups are operating in.
No, I think they have control over entire country. For understanding this, you have to understand entire jihadi landscape.
How did these jihadist groups have changed the broader jihadist narrative in the region?
At the time of fall of Kabul, that when they become in power, we were hopeful that they will stop TTP, they will stop other militant groups.
Do you see any presence of Afghanistan in backing Baloch insurgent groups?
So in any insurgency, without having sanctuary in the neighbor country, it couldn't run. Afghan Taliban survived because they have found sanctuaries in Pakistan, and similarly TTP is surviving because of Afghanistan.
These rising tensions in the Middle East, do you think are they going to impact the security situation in Balochistan?
Anything happen in Iran, it will direct impact Pakistan internal security situation similar to Afghanistan.
Hello everyone, my name is Areesha Khattak and welcome to Khancast. From renewed border tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan to the changing relationship of Iran with its neighboring countries, especially after the 2025 war with Israel. To unpack all these developments, we have with us today Rehman Sahab, who is currently working as a reporter for the New York Times, and he has done an extensive research on policy and security in the region. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, sir, we will start from the very basics. Let's dive into the impact of the return of Taliban in the region.
I think this was August 2021, and when Taliban came back and they captured Afghanistan, Kabul, it was a very significant event for regional security and particularly for Pakistan. Pakistan has been suffering from the terrorism for past several decades, but since 9/11, Pakistan has faced a surge of local Taliban violence, and it ended in 2014 in a military operation called Zarb-e-Asad, which to great extent weakened all militant groups, including TTP and Hafiz group, other group. And until 2018, 2019, there was we can say like a reduction of the terrorism, like a reduction of the suicide attacks, reduction of deaths due to terrorism. But with fall of Kabul in the hand of Taliban, we have seen resurgence of terrorism in Pakistan. We have seen the emboldenment of TTP, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan. We have seen all local groups, including Hafiz group, other group, and we also see the resurgence of
Al-Qaeda,
local affiliate of Islamic State, and also Al-Qaeda. So Pakistan was the major effectee of the fall of Kabul. If you see other neighboring countries like Iran, Uzbekistan, other Central Asian countries, they didn't affect so much like the Pakistan did.
So, sir, you talked about the different terrorist outskirts that are active in Afghanistan. Taliban claim that there are no active terrorist groups that are currently operating from the Afghan soil. How do you see this claim?
So, actually, it was a Doha agreement which bound the Taliban administration not to allow any foreign militant on their soil, Afghan soil. But we have seen the killing of Emil Zawahiri. He was living in the middle of Kabul. And so this killing basically exposed their entire lies about the foreign militants. So there are many reports, including the UN Security Council report, which says that at least all militant groups of the region, whether it is TTP, whether it is ETIM, the Uyghurs militants, whether it is IMU, the Uzbek militants, everyone is operating in Afghanistan. And for TTP, they estimated there will be at least 6,000 Pakistani Taliban militants operating in Afghanistan. So we cannot ignore that the relationship between all militant groups under the umbrella of Al-Qaeda. They work together, Afghan Taliban, TTP, IMU, ETIM. And it was basically TTP also played a key role in capturing Afghanistan, particularly northern Afghanistan. So I think now it is a big challenge for everyone. Pakistan need Taliban to stop TTP from attacking, and Taliban have another problem because they cannot stop them, because if they try to stop them forcibly, number one, there will be split within the Taliban ranks, and second, if you force the TTP, they might join ISKP. So it is also bigger challenge for Afghan Taliban. So it is basically the problem is in a like a limbo. So both sides accusing each other, and also with the fall of Kabul, we have seen these American left weapons at the hands of TTP. So there was yesterday a documentary by the CNN which shows hundreds of American-made weapons in the possession of Pakistani security forces in Waziristan area.
Yeah.
So basically, it not only emboldened the TTP and other Pakistani militant, but also provided safe havens and also armed them with the modern weaponry, including night googles and these snipers and these things.
So, sir, when it comes down to these jihadist groups, these terrorist outfits in Afghanistan, and the narrative that is being promoted in the market that the Afghanistan, the state, the regime, they might not have control over certain areas in which these terrorist groups are operating in. So, how do you see this?
No, I think they have control over entire country. It is for understanding this, you have to understand, I'm repeating, you have to understand entire jihadi landscape. So in this landscape, you cannot go against TTP, because it was TTP which supported them for 2 decades in Pakistan. So their relationship is jihadi, Islamic, and also cultural. So and it is the reason that many Afghans are joining TTP in attacks within Pakistan.
So, sir, when we talk about certain jihadist groups, for example, we talk about ISKP in Afghanistan, we talk about Al Qaeda, we are also talking about East Turkestan Islamic movement in Afghanistan now. So, how did these jihadist groups have changed the broader jihadist narrative in the region?
So, with the fall of Kabul, it gave them some encouragement that you can also do same things in your countries. But for other countries, they have controlled it in a way. China has increased their relationship with the Taliban administration. Despite it, they have targeting Chinese in ISKP is targeting Chinese in Afghanistan and then the neighboring things. Bigger problem is for us, for Pakistan, and we have many reasons, because we have one poorest border. And we, because of our past ties with the Taliban, because we also consider at the time of fall of Kabul that when they become in power, we were hopeful that they will stop TTP, they will stop other militant groups, but it didn't work. Instead, they basically starting supporting them. So I think our entire estimates, calculations were wrong. It shows that our entire Afghan policy was basically flawed. So we didn't realize that what could be the worst scenario, and it's happening now.
So, sir, what options do we have now that that option has been removed from the list? What options does Pakistan have now?
I think Pakistan is losing all options. So they thought we can pressure Taliban administration by sending back refugees. Until now, we have sent millions of refugees back. We have also conducted airstrikes. We have tightened the trade with Afghanistan. So we thought that it might pressure Afghan Taliban to put some pressure on TTP, but it didn't work. Pakistan is also working on the diplomatic front. They are with like-minded countries. They are putting pressure, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey. So yeah, things are going on, but we didn't see any solution so far.
So what you want to actually say is there is no other sustainable option for Pakistan and Afghanistan relations to get better, except that Afghanistan stop backing Taliban Pakistan?
Yeah, I think the TTP issue is the major problem between the ties of two countries. Without resolving this issue, the ties between the two countries will not be, we cannot see they will be better.
Okay, so how do you see sustainable is the ceasefire pattern between Afghanistan and Pakistan? Because we have seen it recently, there's a ceasefire and then the attack is being initiated from their side and then the ceasefire is again, it is vanished and then we again move on to end the ceasefire. How do you see this pattern?
So if you see the history of talks and ceasefire,
Yeah.
we have seen in the past that despite announcement of ceasefire, they conduct attacks without claiming the responsibility. So a few years back, when there was a talks going on between the TTP and Pakistan through Afghan Taliban, at that time we see the emergence of a new group which is claiming the attacks. So it is basically TTP which don't want to claim with their name because of it, their host Afghan Taliban will come under pressure. I'm giving another example. For example, when there is any attack on Chinese in Pakistan by TTP,
Yes.
the TTP don't claim it. It is basically Chinese and Pakistani authorities who blame TTP. So because they just want to save Afghan Taliban from any big, like a backlash from these countries.
Okay, so do you see any presence of Afghanistan in backing Baloch insurgent groups?
So if you see the history of Baloch insurgency, Baloch insurgents groups always found sanctuaries in Afghanistan. If you see the previous commander of the BLA, Aslam Achu, he was also killed in a suicide bombing in Kandahar. So until the fall of Kabul, the BLA and the BLF, the two major separatist group, they were using Iran as a hideouts. But with the fall of Kabul, they're also now using Afghanistan neighboring provinces, Nimroz and Helmand for their attacks. So in any insurgency, without having sanctuary in the neighbor country, it couldn't run. Afghan Taliban survived because they have found sanctuaries in Pakistan. And similarly, TTP is surviving because of Afghanistan. In same case, like BLA and BLF have also found these same hideouts in Iran and Afghanistan. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's put Afghanistan aside a little bit for a while and let's bring in Iran. How do you see the changing relationship of Iran and Afghanistan now?
So one thing in current ongoing tension between the Iran and the US administration, anything happen in Iran, it will direct impact Pakistan internal security situation similar to Afghanistan. We have this 600-mile border. We have huge Baloch community on the both sides of border. We have seen past links of Iranian government in sectarianism in Pakistan with a sizable Shia population in Pakistan. And the fourth is this corridor between the BLA and BLF between the Iran and Pakistan. So I think Pakistan is preparing itself to any fallout, any spillover if anything big happen between this US-Pakistan tension, like in the case of any attacks, and so it will directly make Pakistan unstable.
So you mentioned Afghanistan, Iran, and Israel. So where do you see Pakistan? What options does Pakistan have in this changing regional alignment?
I think if you see the Pakistan role in this current situation, particularly after their better relationship with the US administration, particularly with Trump, after handing over this key Islamic State militant to which were involved on attacks on US, particularly the Kabul airport bomber facilitator. So Pakistan has become again a key player in this regional security. Like we have seen these proposal of selling of these JF-17 to various countries, including Saudi Arabia, Libya, and Sudan. So I think Pakistan also understand the impact of any rise in tension between the US and Iran, and it's a reason that everyone is basically preparing itself. Like if you see the Saudi Arabia, it's also making a new alliance with Turkey and Pakistan because they're also not happy with the Trump when these Houthis militants attack their oil installations, and
Yes.
after the Israel attack on the Qatar. So I think the entire regional balance has been changing, and Pakistan is also saying that what's going on in the region, and they're also acting accordingly.
Okay, so these rising tensions in the Middle East, do you think are they going to impact the security situation in Balochistan?
Yeah, they will obviously because we share. Again, I'm saying that we have shared 600 miles border with the Iran. So if anything happening in your neighbor, you will be directly impacted. So if you see uh, arrival of Soviet Unions in 1979, departure in Afghanistan, departure of Soviet Union, then arrival of US in Afghanistan, then uh, like a departure of the US, and then even in 1979 Iranian Revolution. Every change happening in neighboring country is impacting Pakistan very much. So we cannot, because we live in the neighborhoods, we cannot be isolated with any impact.
So how do you see, sir, this changing scenarios, all these changing scenarios? How does this all impact the regional stability? What are the challenges for regional stability?
Yeah, I think it will directly impact the regional stability. It will, at this stage, it is very premature to say, but it could form some. We don't know what will happen in Iran, but if there is a civil war situation, it will basically lead to emergence of new groups.
Yes.
It could be sectarian, it could be ethnic. So it will not only impact us like Pakistan, but also like other countries like Afghanistan and Central Asian countries and Middle Eastern countries.
Okay, so lastly, I would like you to ask what options or what strategies or what we can say, how can Pakistan strategize its own interest in all these situations?
I think Pakistan has been strategizing itself. And they're very carefully watching the changes in this region. They've not become part of any big plan, particularly with Iran, change in Iran. So yeah, they are. I think they are looking things very carefully.
So I know I said lastly, but there is one other question that I want to ask. You mentioned jirgas. So you also mentioned that there are no options for Pakistan and Afghanistan relations to get better until and unless Afghanistan decides to actually stop the terrorist groups that are operating from Afghan soil. So do you think in all these situations, jirgas should be continued as a pathway for both countries to come forward and talk to each other?
I think not only jirga, is also one way. I think Pakistan should use all options. They can use all neighboring countries and other countries like like Middle Eastern countries, China. Number one, number two, use religious and ethnic leaders, which can influence Taliban on it. Scholars, particularly religious scholars. So I think they should do both. They can use these like a soft things and also like a hard
and
things.
hard power. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. And thank you so much, guys, for watching us. Let's see you in another episode soon.